no sound. There we go. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Fix my hair, make sure I look cute, pretty for the camera. All right, good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the markets are moving up, so that's good. This is good. I like to see this. This is awesome. The more we go up, the richer we all become in our retirement accounts. So bueno to that. So anyways, yeah, markets are kind of sitting on arguably decent dip buy levels here pre-market. So for what it's worth, just an FYI, it appears that people using TD Ameritrade today are having trouble at least putting orders through pre-market. I had an issue myself. I've been getting this notification box warning, and it's not working. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's going to happen or be an issue during market open. Don't know. So if you want to trade today, recommendation is at market open. If you use TD Ameritrade, just put through an order for like 1 or 2 shares, something really small that's very minuscule, won't really hurt you even if it whatever happens. That way you can just test the waters first. Okay. Very nice. I know, it's looking pretty good. I do need to get a haircut, though, you know. Do need to get a haircut. I mean, I really could just buzz my own hair. I used to do that all the time, but, I don't know. Once you got older, maybe you should come in more mature. I don't know. Okay, let's do it. So, we'll come back. We'll come back to the SPY later. We'll touch on that later. I want to see how this plays out a little bit more. But we're going to go over to MRNA. Okay. I know there's probably a lot of stuff in my chart, and you guys are like, oh, what's going on? It's hard to read, but it's really simple. So, anyways, MRNA yesterday got the vaccine news, and then it crashed pre-market, into market open, bounced, crashed again, late day. We've been kind of fading out a little bit here today as well. So, arguably, I kind of want to be bearish on this stock right now. And the reason I say that is if we look at the daily chart, you're going to see that it's really blown out, way overbought. Not that it can't keep going. I know there's a lot of hype surrounding the stock with the coronavirus and the vaccine and so on and so forth. But statistically speaking, the stock's blown out. We're way away from trend. We're overvalued. So, you know, with that being said, I would probably suggest being a little bit more bearish on the stock now. The great news is came out, so there's really no surprise. mRNA has done it. They have been the one to the vaccine. The news is pumping it. Everybody's hyping it up. I mean, it is about as good as it could possibly get, right? Or am I wrong? Well, the price is already blown out. The news is already just beating this stock up to the greatest extreme possible. Everybody knows about it now. So, does it get much better than this? I don't know. Maybe it does. But statistically speaking, we're way overvalued. So, I'm going to trade this to return it back to trend. And then if the market wants to prove me wrong, so be it. But with that being said, I would say from the daily chart, our bigger picture, we're way overbought on mRNA. Everybody knows about it. Shit's blown out. So I would probably just stay a little bit more on the bearish side for now, given how bearish we had yesterday. So yesterday, you can see that I would say it's probably from buy to selling. There's probably the strength was more to the downside. You can see by the color combination there from green to red. So a little bit more strength to the downside off of yesterday's day, which really isn't surprising once you look at the candle. Here's the other thing. Our 4-hour chart has us just testing support right now pre-market. So I don't suspect we're going to get a big sweeping down-breaking move on mRNA unless we're getting through the price of pretty much 75. That is going to be our next largest time frame support for the stock that I see that we would have to get through in the immediate time frame before we'd have sort of a big move on mRNA, at least to the downside. So we're closely watching that. See, and you can see it bounced, right? You see how it bounced there pre-market? So I just went to the day 4-hour chart, mapped off we're bouncing. So right now we are on the lower side of the channel. So I do see a potential long move to maybe start the day on mRNA. And if that happens, that's great. I still think it might be good to watch bearish. So we have the pre-market high here at 82. We would probably start watching bearish around 81. If this moved up pushed up, we'd probably start a bearish idea around 80 to 82, or sorry, 81 to 82. Definitely would be bearish at 85. Sorry, 85.30. Okay. Hold on, Brian. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll pop that up. Okay. So real quick for those of you watching, so you don't feel like you have to run away to some other channel, some other stock guru. These are the stocks I'm going to cover today. I'm going to look at ACB, OSTK. We're going to touch on Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, PTON, and then we'll go back to the SPY. Was there another one? Oh, and there might be one more, COD X. Those are going to be, I think, all the ones we'll probably look at today. And then by the time we get done with that, we'll see where we're left with time. So let me get into it. Let me start hammering this out. Get your notepads. Throw your kids in the closet for a couple minutes if they're annoying you and you need time to focus. I promise I won't call Child Protective Services on you. You're doing the right thing. Stock market's very important. So, all right, here we are. ACB. A lot of people are talking about it. It's been moving. Everyone's excited. Mind you, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I think marijuana sales are going through the roof right now. I promise you. Marijuana retail sales are skyrocketing right now. I know for a fact. There are 2 medical dispensaries that just opened up down the street from my house. Probably within maybe 3 months or something like that, and they have been packed to the T. They're doing curbside delivery. I mean, I think they had to buy out the parking lot next to their building to supply the demand for the amount of people going up for curbside delivery. So almost every day, it's packed to a T all day long. They're just making sales. So I know that the retail market for marijuana has been booming in my area, at least for the quarantine time frame. And even before that, honestly, but especially during this time where everyone's sitting at home. So I know for a fact. So I think that's part of the reason we could be seeing a boost here in earnings. Who knows? But really, quarantine didn't start till Q2. So anyways, I do have some optimism on marijuana earnings coming up, though. But from the daily chart, ACB is getting a little overbought. We have just run into 4-hour resistance the other day. We barely got over it. Anyways, I can see ACB as high as 23.47, 24, but nothing higher than that for right now. Well, no, let me rephrase that. It can easily go higher than 24, but I would not want to be a buyer here. I would like to have been a buyer at $5. Now, I would like to start being more of a seller. So as we've approached the 24 mark on ACB, or as we get closer to, I would be more short there. If we don't run up to 24, that's completely fine. The next thing that we would be watching is for a breakdown back below our 4-hour support of 1670. So right now, intraday, 1670 can be our good dip buy level. So yeah, you might want to consider like a reversal long. If ACB crashes down into 1660 to 16, you'd look for a reversal long. If the markets can hold over 1660 today, you might be able to justify ACB as a move higher to 24. But if price action starts to break below 1660, close below it by tomorrow morning, we might be able to say to ourselves we're on to a correction move with ACB. So I would say 1660 is important for the support test to hold over. 24 on the upside is where you'd want to short back down for now. Okay. And mind you, look at where our short level's at, 24. It's all the way near the green. And look at where our dip buy level's at, 1660, all the way near the green. So our process for finding these levels on larger time frames are lining up coincidentally, very uniquely, at the same intraday low risk buying levels. So I don't think they're incorrect by any means. So we'll watch 24 short bias, you'll watch 1660 long bias. By tomorrow morning, ACB closing below 16 or something like that, you might want to be more a little bearish on it. Okay. Now we're going to go over to PTON. So PTON, I'm going to be watching short bias today, and if you look at PTON, there's a gap to fill here. So we do have gap fill traders maybe trying to close this gap. From the channel perspective, we're way blown out again. We're at 2 standard deviations out. I think we need to correct, bring the price back to the market. Okay, the price is way away from market. It doesn't make sense. Okay, this is like me going to Best Buy, and you're trying to sell me a 2008 Xbox for $500. That shit doesn't make sense. So no, I'm not going to buy the Xbox for $500. I would like to see you maybe come sell that Xbox to me at like $50. So I think we're a little overvalued here in the short-term perspective on PTON. So we're going to try to bring that back to the market a bit. And so with that being said, we're going to be a little bearish, and let me just double check another price level. So this here is our 4-hour level. So we're getting interaction here. So anyways, long story short, going to be a little bearish on PTON. We're going to have a short target to start around 46.35. Pretty much the higher we go pre-market, the more bearish we're going to become on PTON. Okay. Hold on, there's a lot to go through, so I'm going to keep going as quickly as I can. Okay. All right, on to the next one here. ACB PTON. Let me just double check COD X because this would be a quick one. Yeah, we got that. Remember I said watch COD X long yesterday? It spiked up, but I think it's just too early. Bears are still trying to control it a bit. COD X, we're on standby for right now. It's not, we're just on standby. What was the other one? I said PTON, ACB, Walmart was another one. Okay, so Walmart is strong move, right? I'm just gonna expect. I haven't even read. I just think I'm gonna say I already know the earnings are good. Let's see. Walmart sales surge as COVID-19. Holy shit! It's such a surprise. Such a surprise. Such a surprise. If you guys listened to the podcast I did with Brad at We Trade HQ, it only started, we only did that podcast like 4 months ago and said the only stocks that you could justifiably be buying long to anticipate good earnings during this time frame would be Walmart, Costco, and pretty much any grocery store. So there's really no surprise. You should not be surprised that their earnings are good, okay? That should be of zero surprise to anyone, okay? So anyways, with that being said, if this rockets out today, that means that the sales were so good that even the analysts on Wall Street didn't expect it. Okay, so anyways, you shouldn't be surprised that Walmart had good earnings is all I'm saying. All right, anyways, this is up pretty big. To be completely honest, let me check the daily chart. What's the price at? 132.38. So we are basically sitting on a half DV. 132.38. I would probably stay a little bit long bias on this for right now. I think arguably you could see this a little higher on the daily chart. You know, maybe up to 135. But arguably, I mean, this is a first attempt move at the previous high. It's probably not going to break successfully, so I'm really not a big buyer at this point. You know, maybe intraday there's a buy move, but I'm not a big fan of Walmart for right now. Because the long side, I mean, you're kind of up already. Like I said, you might have to 135. So I'd probably just be a bear around 135, honestly. Okay. Okay, cool. Walmart, and then we also had Home Depot. So Home Depot had earnings. Let's see. I would say the same thing. Like Home Depot and Lowe's, people were doing home remodel repairs during this time frame at home, so their sales jumped. but that's not going to be a long-lasting effect. So the numbers coming in now are crisis numbers. Same thing happened to my YouTube channel. Same thing. I made the most money I've ever made on my YouTube channel, had the biggest growth in my YouTube channel, had the most views in my YouTube channel over the past couple months, and that's because people are home. There is a shift in consumer demand, supply and demand throughout the economy based on crises, and one of which went in favor my direction, okay? Went in favor of Walmart, Home Depot, Zoom, YouTube, streaming softwares, Shopify, e-commerce. In every crisis, there's going to be downfalls for companies and there's going to be upbringings for companies. Mine was one of which that went to the up because of viewership, online basis company. Mine went up. I know that this is an effect of COVID-19 crisis. Therefore, I am not increasing my business expenses or my personal expenses now thinking that I have created so much more demand for myself. No, the crisis that we're in has pretty much done the work for me. So anything that has changed revenue-wise is not going to impact or dictate my future expenses because I know this is only because of a crisis that we're in. We have seen such a surge in prices around the board. So given that, I would say you're probably going to want to be bearish on Home Depot and Lowe's, and I'll also show you why. So if you look at, so this is Home Depot. Okay, let me delete a lot of this shit. It's too much. Too much, sport. So if you look at Home Depot here, you can see Home Depot is blasted up, and we're pretty much right back to the overbought scenario within the trending move on Home Depot. So from a risk to reward, from a value buy point, I don't see it. Value right now is maybe 220. So you're overvalued by, let's say, about 30 points right now or so. Oh, this is the daily chart. What am I doing? I got to be in the 4. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we got all the way up to 2. Look at where we're at. Look at where the 4-hour chart's at. We're right on the red, right? So to me, that's resistance. Daily chart's at resistance. So I think you can see Home Depot move a little higher, sure, but ultimately I'm a little bit bearish. The same thing I told you guys about Wayfair. Remember when Wayfair blew up a couple weeks back and everyone's like, holy shit, it's blowing up. And I'm like, no, probably going to want to short that. Look at where Wayfair's at now. Crashing. Again, because it's so blown out. Look at where it's at. Red to red. Blown out. Go short. Okay, that's the 4-hour chart. Look at the daily chart. Daily chart. Blown out. Gap to fill. Go short. And then you have a short-term support here at 144. Let's see if that's holding. We haven't even... Wait. Yeah, if Wayfair rolls down today and hits 144, there's probably going to be a bounce, okay? So, and again, I don't know everything. Sometimes I am wrong. Actually, many times I am wrong. So I don't know everything, but pretty good at my job, I'd say. Pretty decent. I'm okay. My boss gave me a raise this year, so I think I'm doing the right thing, okay? How is he not mentioning OGEN? Let's see OGEN. OGEN, because it's who cares? What's that? I mean, I don't know. So here's the thing is you wouldn't have caught that move, and this thing has been in an overbought price since it started, and now you're buying outside the channel. So, I mean, that's not good. That's bad. And you have a bearish divergence. So this high, in theory, is a bearish high. You can already see we're getting pretty increased selling volume coming in on that top. Doesn't mean that it can't go higher. Yeah, there's I don't see a whole lot of value for myself here. You're already at previous high tops. So right now you're basically banking on luck for this to go higher, because logically the smart traders and the smart money were buying this at 26 cents and they were buying this at 47, and now they're selling it to you. Okay, that's what's happening right now in OGEN. You're thinking of buying as the smart money is selling currently. Sure, it might go higher by a little bit. You can try and chase it up, but the move started at 26 cents and 38 cents on QGEN or OGEN or whatever this is, okay? Has news related? Yeah, they always have news related when they're at the highs because they need to entice buyers like you to get in. Do you think they're gonna put the news out when it's a good buy? No, because then it blows the price out. They're gonna put the news out when it's a good sell to entice a market. They're trying to get you. I know it sounds conspiratorial, but it's not. And how do you know it's not? When you look at the bare bones of the stock market, you realize that you need buyers in order to sell. And you need sellers in order to buy. You don't need buyers to buy. Right? We need buyers in order to sell. So the best way we can do that is we can pump a stock up, hype it up, and then send out a bunch of news, and then get people enticed, and then we can sell the stock. I'm telling you, it's how it works, how the game goes. Remember that the stock market is a market. It's a market, and the market is made. And you got to understand how those markets are made, and that will come with experience. But I'm telling you, I would not put too much hope into OGEN for the morning, okay? How do you know when to buy? So literally think about it like this. This is a channel and this is a trend. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Literally that simple. There's more to it, but at the bare bones of it, it's that simple. I promise you. Literally. When it's low, buy it. When it's high, sell it. QGEN, OGEN, high. I'd be selling that in a heartbeat. Right? The people that bought this down at, the people that bought OGEN down at 36 cents, I mean, they're only up 136%. Only. Right? When the people that bought OGEN down in the low risk long level of this channel, they're now selling it all the way up here for 136% gain. I would say whoever's looking at it now is a little bit late by 136%. And it might go higher, but you're chasing up a high. It's a dangerous move, okay? Bearish divergence. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. How did that happen? That wasn't... No. You weren't supposed to do that. What, you... Playing games. You weren't... Not supposed to do that. Not supposed to do that. All right, let's get into it. So let's see, is 8:58. I didn't have time to go over everything because I suck at my job. But the good news is the market is still holding the lower side of the channel. We are still onto support. Long story short, let me just map this out for you. I'm not crazy about the dip buy on the market so far today. For some reason, I haven't had the warm, cushy feeling yet. But if somehow the market rolls down to... Well, first, let me point this out. Let's go look at the daily chart. Boom, daily chart. You see this white line in the middle. That is the daily chart trend. We have just reached it. You will see that pre-market, we hit 297, and then we sold off right on that red dotted line. So today, pre-market, 297. Markets moved up. On their daily time frame, they ran right into trend. So markets have effectively sold from the all-time high to way, way oversold. Then they bounced back. And on the 19th of May of 2020, May 19 of 2020, the stock market, S&P 500, pre-market today, has returned to statistical trend. Okay? The goal is now to get over 297 and push the market to 311. That is our goal. That is the goal of the market. That is what we're trying to do now. Even I'm trying to do it. Okay? I am trying to push the market through 297 to tag 311 and then get short at 311. That is the game plan for now. So I can show you that. So you can see 297, red dotted line. Let's go to the daily chart. 297, white line. If we can get through that level, we might be able to fire off a new squeeze, okay? Where does our next zone come in? Go to the 4-hour chart. Next logical zone target is going to be at this yellow line, 311.28. Mind you, it's downtrending. So over the next couple days, we might be to 310, to 309, to 308. All depends on how the markets move. Our prices can change. The market's ever changing. So for now, if the market just shot straight up, it went to 310.91, I'd be short. Okay? But it might not happen today. It might be 2 to 3 days from now. When that happens, it might be 309.67. Okay? So for now, markets are trying to move us pretty much through 297, through 300. If that happens, I would go short back at 310. Again, markets are still downtrending. All right, statistically, our trend is downtrending. It's slightly downtrending, so it's more of a sideways market, but it's a slight downtrend right now. Okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is 9:01. I gotta run. I gotta get back to our private group. That's where we trade live every single day, call out trades, yada yada yada. I know we're gurus, but if you guys would like to be a part of that, completely non-scammy, very helpful. Just saying. One of the traders in our room made $20,000 over the last month trading pretty much this new strategy that we put in place for him. So a lot of the traders, I will say, have been seeing more success than they've ever seen with us since we've ever opened. And again, that just comes with experience and knowledge, and the better you get. So anyways, for what it's worth, I will see you guys all tomorrow morning for another breakdown. Everybody take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.